Hi, I'm Christine Capriolo, and I am an artist. I graduated from UW-Madison with a bachelor's in art education. In the classroom, I teach drawing, painting, art metals, and AP art and design. In my own work, I do lots of paintings with oil paints and acrylic paints, and recently have started doing a series of figurative paintings of the female form. My most recent series of artwork has really evolved over time. I began experimenting with spray inks and stencils based on the artwork of Dina Wakley. I really enjoyed her multiple layers of different materials. Since I've been using the female form in my latest series of paintings, I wanted to continue with the silhouette of the female form in this mixed media series. Again, experimenting with spray inks and lots of different stencils, I began to create different backgrounds for finished art pieces. Some of them I would add pen to, paint, ink, and I just filled sketchbook after sketchbook after sketchbook of multiple experiments with all these different materials. Some of the backgrounds I used to create drawings on top, whether it be collage, blind contour line drawing, or using realistic drawings or paintings on top of the backgrounds. I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and there's a fantastic art gallery called the VAR Gallery that has an annual 30 by 30 by 30 show. Artists submit proposals on the 30 pieces of art that they would like to create. Once the gallery selects their 30 artists, they have 30 days to create 30 pieces each. My colleagues and I decided we would try this 30-piece challenge. Over the school year, we would each create 30 pieces and then display them in our art gallery at the end of the year. I knew I wanted to play around with mixed media for my 30 pieces in our gallery show. I began to play with jelly plate prints, trying to make many different marks on the plate with rubber stamps, drawing tools, and stencils. Just like before with the spray inks, I filled page after page of different jelly plate prints. As I started to get a feel for this material and my ideas started to come together, I knew I needed something to talk about in my work. What was it I wanted to communicate to my viewers in my art piece? Then it hit me.
Now, do you swear that the testimony you're about to give before this committee will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you very much.
Brett's assault on me drastically altered my life. I convinced myself that because Brett did not rape me, I should just move on and just pretend that it didn't happen.
I'm here today to tell the truth. I've never sexually assaulted anyone. Not in high school, not in college, not ever.
The whole country was riveted during the Kavanaugh hearings. It was making the news all day long, on television, on the internet, on social media. Responses were coming from all over, including from President Donald Trump.
Say it. Well, I say that it's a very scary time for young men in America when you can be guilty of something that you may not be guilty of. This is a very difficult time.
In response to some of Trump's statements, a fantastic artist named Lindsay Labb responded to him with a absolutely heart-wrenching, fantastic song called A Scary Time.
Hi, I wrote a song, and it goes like this. I can't walk to my car late at night while on the phone. I can't open up my windows when I'm home alone. I can't go to the bar without a chaperone. I can't wear a mini skirt if it's the only one I own. I can't use public transportation after 7 p.m. I can't be brutally honest when you slide into my DMs. I can't go to the club just to dance with my friends. And I can't ever leave my drink unattended. But it sure is scary time for boys. Yeah, gentlemen, band together, make some noise. It's really tough when your reputation's on the line. And any woman you've assaulted could turn up anytime. Yeah, it sure is scary time for guys. I can't live in an apartment if it's on the first floor. I can't be wearing silk pajamas when I answer the door. I can't have another drink even if I want more. And I can't make you feel invalid, unseen or ignored. I can't jog around the city with headphones on my ears. I can't speak out against my rapist after 35 years. I can't be taken seriously if I'm holding back tears. And I can't ever speak earnestly about all these fears, 'cause it sure is scary time for dudes. Can't text a girl repeatedly asking for nudes. Can't make a girl have sex when she's not in the mood. And what gives her the right to give you attitude? Yeah, it sure is scary time for men. Girls like to act like you're to blame and they're the victim. Her dress was short and she was drunk, she's not so innocent. Thank God your dad's the judge and you won't be convicted. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, 'cause it's not such a scary time for boys. They've always had the upper hand, they've always had a choice. It's time for women to rise up, use our collective voice. The date of vote's November 6th, so let's go make some noise. Go vote.
Now I knew what I wanted to say in my artwork. I took my backgrounds, cut them down to 6 inches by 6 inches, and began to figure out how could I layer all of my ideas together in an art piece. When I first started, I took some of the backgrounds that I created, and I thought my surface should be some sort of wood. So I got this panel, but you'll notice it's like inset, kind of like a stretched canvas. And after I put it on this, I thought, oh crap, I can't rivet any of my metal into here anywhere along the border. So then I started to play around with different surfaces that I could use in place of such a thick board, all while reading as much as I could about the hashtag #MeToo movement. Jackson Katz, a social researcher, asked men what they did on a daily basis to avoid being sexually assaulted. Then he asked the women. So now I knew I'd use lyrics from Lindsay Labb's song, also some of these statements from this research. Beatriz Milhases is an artist that uses lots of patterns and geometric shapes in her paintings and prints. I sketched in my sketchbook lots of different shapes, geometric shapes, organic shapes, and taking these shapes and drawing different patterns using repetition. I knew I wanted multiple layers in my pieces, including the background layer of these jelly plate prints and spray inks using different stencils, but also layers of metal, copper, brass, and aluminum, cut into these different shapes. I got to working in my metal studio. I cut out different female forms from paper and glued it onto my metal, copper, brass, and aluminum, and started to cut these different shapes. I filed and sanded and polished all of my metal shapes. Each piece of metal then had to be riveted on to the background piece of wood with the jelly plate print on. One of the first pieces I created is entitled "I Can Hold My Keys as a Weapon." This piece included a background made with jelly plate prints and stencils and different flowers I cut out of copper and aluminum. And then the female form is created out of brass. I think the second piece I created in this series was a silhouette of a woman walking. And I didn't even add the words on that are readable until the very end. And it says, "I can't walk to my car late at night alone." But the texture on the strip of copper in the background was created by stamping "I can't, I can't, I can't" over and over and over again. And then the back is this beautiful texture, this repetitive organic shape repeated over and over again that I decided to use because I thought it matched the background stencil. And again, at the very end is when I added the text to this piece. The "I can't" came from Lindsay Labb's song, where she starts every line with "I can't." You'll notice these pieces do have a lot of depth to them because of the different rivets that I used with spacers. I wanted viewers to see the beauty in the female form and in the beautiful colors of the background and the shapes. And then, as they got closer, I wanted them to read these powerful statements and see and feel the ugliness of what women have to deal with on a regular basis. So what are some of the different statements I used? Let's see. I can't go to a bar without a chaperone. Ponytails make it easier for a guy to grab and use it to pull you in his direction. It is exhausting to try to stay safe as a woman on a daily basis. Watch what I wear. Don't dress too provocatively. I walked home through the park alone in honor of all women who should have made it home safely, a small act of feminist resistance. Make sure my friends and family know where I am. I can't. Make assertive eye contact with men on the street. Never make eye contact with men on the street. Always meet me for first dates in public places. Teaching women to enact safety strategies relies on the inevitable possibility that there is a willing perpetrator out there whom we need to avoid. I can't be taken seriously even if I'm holding back tears. I can't wear a miniskirt if it's the only one I own. In college, they had women take rape prevention workshops. Unfortunately, they did not offer do not rape workshops for men. I can't open my windows when I'm home alone. Have an unlisted number. If this many of us are signaling that we feel this unsafe every single day, we have a problem, America. Avoid wooded areas, even in the daytime. Always meet men for first dates in public places. It's time for women to rise up. Feeling safe is not the same as being safe. Women are responsible for avoiding the violence that men perpetrate against us. If something does happen, will it be my fault?